Welcome, everyone, to Influential Leadership Tips. I'm John Hadley.
And I'm Dave Miller. And John, I'd like to share a tip today that I think could be somewhat obvious to people out there, but I see mishaps all the time around this. So I thought it was worth discussing. But I want to start with a question for you. When you step out, say, to play a game on a tennis court, football field, basketball court, or it could be a board game or a card game, what's kind of the first thing that is on your mind in terms of preparing for that?
Do I know the rules? Do I know how this works?
Okay. So it's really, do I know how to play the game properly? And what is that? Why is that important?
Well, partly it's because I want to do well, and partly it's I don't want to embarrass myself. It's like I get invited to a couple of different poker groups from once in a great while, and every time there's like this tension about, okay, this group, how do they play this game, and I don't know the rules of this, and it's not even am I going to win or lose on the hand, it's am I going to embarrass myself because I just look clueless.
Okay. So let's take a game maybe you're better at than poker. Not that you're not good at poker, but it sounds like that you're not expert. What's the best game or sport for you?
I'd say tennis.
Okay. Me too. We share that in common. So when you walk on a tennis court, you know the rules. What's on your mind? Like what are you trying to get clear about in your mind?
How does this person play?
Okay.
How am I going to respond to the way they play? You know, what am I going to do to basically play my best?
So you're developing a strategy to win, right? To get a certain outcome.
Right.
Now, this is a long-winded way of me coming to my point. When it comes to meetings, I don't see people approaching things that way. So I've seen a lot of people, they just have meetings because that's what we do. We've got to get together and talk about this topic, but there's really no goal in mind. So for me, the most important question that if you're leading the meeting or participating in the meeting, either way, that you want to be asking is, what are we trying to accomplish here? What is the goal of this meeting? I mean, I've seen business owners, they'll go on trips to a prospect and just saying, well, if I get in front of the prospect, that's all that matters. But there's no real goal of when they leave the meeting, what did they want to see occur in that meeting?
Right. What's my agenda for how I'm going to accomplish this goal?
Well, and that's the follow-up question. The first one is, what is your goal? You know, I mean, I'm just going to stop there with my tip. But you're right. Then that naturally leads to, okay, so how are we going to get there? So it may be, you know, so if you're getting together just to say, hey, we got to get on the same page on this issue, that's a little bit vague. Can we get more specific? Like, hey, by the end of the meeting, I want us to have a decision on this. Or I want us to know exactly what auditing is asking for us so that we're really clear on that. And what that does is really focus the discussion. It gets you away from going down tangents and going in these circles that often happen in meetings. So that's it. That's it. We're keeping this one short today. That is my tip. And, you know, try that now, whether you're leading a meeting or if you're at a meeting that seems to be going sideways, you might want to ask that question. What are we trying to accomplish here? And it gets the whole crew back on track.
Good point.
So try that this week. We'll see you next week.
And until then, be influential.